Okay, this is a video showing how to use the Web Soil Survey. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open a browser. And you can go to Google and just type in Web Soil Survey, and it'll be the first thing that comes up. You'll see the URL is websoilsurvey.nrcs.usda.gov. Click on that guy, and it'll take you to this page. There's lots of information on this page, but to get to the platform, you'll click on this big green button here. It'll open a new tab, and this page will come up, and it's going to take a second. There's lots of data on this site, so you have to be a little bit patient sometimes. So the first thing is you have to find your area of interest. And to do that, there's a couple of different ways. You can obviously just use these functions up here where you can zoom in, zoom out, and manipulate the map. But you can also use this quick navigation over here. There's an option to put in an address. There's a state and county drop down you can use. There's even Latin long data you can put in here to get to where you want to go. But whatever you're comfortable with, I like to just kind of manipulate. So to do that, to highlight the area you want to zoom into, you just, click and drag. And I'm going to go a little bit southwest of Champaign to some fields. So obviously you can do this in like a residential area too, but I just am used to looking at fields. So let's say this is the area you want to look at. You could zoom in more. Let's say this is your house. You wanted to look at the soil around here. You could do it closer, but I'm just going to look at it more large scale because you can see more details and patterns in the soil overall if you look more zoomed out, I guess. So yeah, let's say this is where we want to do it. We would create something called an area of interest or an AOI. You do that by selecting this button here. Then you're going to click and drag, create a box over what area you would like to do. Again, it's going to take a hot minute. It's trying its best. Okay, this little pop-up is just saying that we're straddling two counties. I bet we're straddling Piatt and Champaign. Basically, back before the Web Soil Survey, there were paper copies, basically, of the surveys, and they done them by counties. So this is just telling you that we're straddling two of the counties and thus two of the soil surveys, but it doesn't really matter. We'll just go ahead and ignore that. So we can see our area of interest is this blue shaded area here. There's some area or information over here. We've got Champaign, Piatt, and this is just telling us how much acreage we're looking at. Basically, this website's going to give you way more information than you ever cared to know, but I guess that's better than not enough. So to look at the soil data, you'll scroll up to this row of tabs, and you'll click on Soil Map. Again, it's going to take a minute, but here we have our soil map. So basically these orange outlines are the boundaries of different soil types, and it's kind of cool because if you look closely, you can see the splotchiness in the field is represented by the different soil types, which is kind of cool. But how do we understand what these soil types are? Well, we can look at these little symbols here. This one says 154A. This is called a mapping unit. We can come over to the side here and see what soil type it is. So it looks like this 154A is Flanagan. Again, more information. Here's the Piatt County breakdown. We have the areas and the percent. Areas and the percent. It looks like Drummer takes up most of the AOI. Drummer is actually our state soil. It's taking up 52% of our AOI, which is a total of 454 acres. So if we want more information on that soil type, we can click on this hyperlink, and it'll give you, again, way more information than you probably care to know about. There's even a drop down, there's more information. I'm just going to point you to a couple of interesting things. So here's the Mean annual precipitation also has air temperature. This is farmland classification of prime farmland if drained. So if it has tile drainage, probably. So Drummer is a very, very rich, good Illinois soil. Let's see what other information is in here. This is interesting. So parent material. So basically, what was the soil formed out of? Loess, which is what was at the bottom of the Mississippi. It's very usually rich. It's very silty. Overstratified loamy outwash. That's from when the glaciers came and kind of washed. And here we have profile. So there's layers in the soil, and these are the different layers in Drummer. And obviously, these are kind of like not exact, right? These are going to vary from soil to soil, but we see that it's a silty clay loam, then we have a loam, and then way down we have a stratified sandy loam and a clay loam. We see percent slope. We also see the drainage class. That's an interesting piece of information. And yeah, I mean, you can look through this. Some of it, again, like in my humble opinion, this is not very interesting, but you know, whatever you want to look at. So there's even more information. If you come up here and click on the Soil Data Explorer, I actually haven't used this very much, so I might, I'm going to be learning with you a little bit here. But we can see that there's like different things you can look at. And I think one that looks interesting for you guys would be the vegetative productivity. Let's see, crop productivity index. I know what that is. So that's going to tell you how productive your soil is, basically. Let's see, U description. Okay, so this is just telling you what productivity indexes are, which might be interesting to read through. Let's go view rating. It's not present under database. Okay, well that's sad. So some of the stuff you're not going to be able to look at, but let's see if maybe we can unclick some of this stuff and view that rating. Nope. Yeah, that's sad. So you have to click around. Maybe some of this stuff isn't, you know, mapped out for the area you're looking at. But I would hope that productivity was mapped out. That would have been interesting. But yeah, you can look through this stuff and see if there's anything. The Web Soil Survey is good for understanding kind of large scale things, but when we're talking about a garden, I mean, that's not going to give you a ton of information. So I think this is interesting to look through and like just even to know that it's here. But again, we definitely want to look at the soil itself as well.